This is my drum kit. Pretty cool, huh? But what's that really cheap throne doing right there? Obviously, that's not going to work. Maybe I want something really top shelf like this one. Looks really comfy, but it's also got some problems of its own. Maybe we need to compromise a little to get the best of both worlds. Today we're going to talk about these three thrones. I'm Al, this is Al's Drum Hang. Hey guys, welcome back to Al's Drum Hang. Thanks so much for your likes, subscribes, and I just appreciate all the support. It's nice to be back shooting videos and giving you ideas about drum things and keeping you up on drumming stuff. So it occurred to me as I was getting ready to shoot video today that I have not talked about one of the most important pieces of gear on your drum set, and it's probably time we do. I'm not talking about the snare or the hi-hats or the ride or the kick pedal or any of that stuff, or microphones, no. I'm talking about the thing we sit on, and it is so crucial to get a good drum throne that is going to last for a long time and support you and not cause more problems for you. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. I brought a couple of drum thrones with me, and I'm going to talk through the pros and cons of each and why we should consider spending at least a little bit of money on a decent throne. The first throne I'm going to talk about today is this bad boy. This is a Percussion Plus throne. It's probably about $30, $40 at most. Most times you see these coming with beginner drum sets. As a matter of fact, I got mine packaged with a Yamaha DTX Multi-12 electronic module because they also sold a hi-hat pedal and a kick pedal with it to make it like a little self-enclosed drum set. It happens to be double braced, and that's about all I can say about it that's good. Most of these thrones come with like this peg through hole height adjustment, which is not good for on the fly. You basically have to take the throne apart in order to adjust the height. The seat is really thin. This one actually has a bit more padding on it than normal, but it's not that great. It's not very comfortable. It creaks a lot. I know that for sure because I played on it. I actually took this to gigs for a little while. And I will tell you, as an emergency throne, it's certainly better than nothing. I mean, you could like keep this in your car, and if you ever forget your throne, at least you have this thing. But that's all it is. It's like a spare tire. It's in case of emergencies, or if you're going to play like a little set at a coffee shop and it's like 30 minutes in and out, you might make it by with this thing. But it's got no heft to it. It's got almost no cushioning. When I sit on this thing for more than 30 minutes, I start hurting. There's certainly better thrones out here, and you could do worse, but we can do a lot better than this throne. So this was like the cheapest one I could lay my hands on at short notice. Let's talk about one of the more expensive ones that you can get. The one I happen to be sitting on at the beginning of this video is my old Rock and Sock Lunar Throne. I put a backrest on it many years ago when I had back problems, and this thing is so comfortable. This is only the second seat cushion I've had on it in about 20 years. The old one kind of wore out, but it's incredibly soft. It's incredibly firm and supportive where you need it. I like the tractor thrones. I don't like the round thrones. They tend to cut off my circulation. And of course, this has got the gas height tube. And after 20 years, it still works great. Solid as a rock. Still holding over 180 pounds. Boop. There we go. So Rock and Sock makes some great thrones, and I really recommend their thrones. The only problem is portability. This Lunar Throne has a 5-point bottom, like you might find on an office chair or a stool of some kind, like a task chair, it is not really that convenient for packing to gigs. I did for many years. I'd take this thing to gigs with me, especially because I was paying attention to my back. But it is a pain to load in and out. It takes up a lot of room. It's very awkward, and it doesn't disassemble at all. I mean, you can take the seat off, but then you risk losing the little bolts that hold it on. It's not like it pops on and off like a normal throne. The feet don't collapse at all. Having said that, it's incredibly sturdy and it's incredibly comfortable. So what I've done for the past year or so is I've left it here at church, because I'm sitting here at church for over an hour and it's not going anywhere. So if I come to the church and play, at least I know I'm going to be comfortable. And I'll also take it to like musicals or things where I know the kit's going to be set up for a long time. When I finally get my own home studio, this thing's going to come home to me, and it's going to live there behind whatever drum set is there. So if you don't want to gig one of those cheap trash thrones, and you can't gig a Rock and Sock Lunar because it doesn't break down and it's really inconvenient, you can go halvesies, okay? You do not have to spend $200 or $300 on the best throne for gigs. This throne is a Gibraltar. I want to say it's like a 9608 or something. I'll get the proper nomenclature for it, and it'll be right here. Okay, good looking out me. Thanks, future me. So I got this specifically because the Rock and Sock wasn't able to pack out, and because the junk throne was junk. So this has a spindle adjustment height. It's not quite as convenient as the gas height adjustment on the Rock and Sock, but it's much more convenient than the junk throne. It's got a very, very sturdy, very heavy tripod base, but it's got a tripod base that detaches from the seat. So much more packable than this thing. About as packable, honestly, as the junk throne. It doesn't have a seat back. I could get one for it if I wanted to, but that would just be one more thing to carry to gigs. So this thing has been really, really comfortable for gigs that last over 2 hours. And it's a good compromise for me between the comfort of the Rock and Sock and the convenience of the Percussion Plus beginner throne. It's heavy duty, it's sturdy enough, the seat has lost none of its bounce in 4 or 5 years of gigging. As a matter of fact, I was so impressed with the quality of it, I actually bought another one for the church here, and that one's backstage in case I ever take the Rock and Sock home with me, which someday I hope to. So why is it a good idea to have a throne like this? Well, obviously you want to be able to take a throne on gigs with you, but you don't want to have all the problems of moving around one of these thrones. Now, there are other options. If you get one of those pork pie thrones, or I think a head makes thrones, there's some great ones by Tama, Pearl. There's many other thrones that are more portable than the Rock and Sock. I happen to like the Rock and Sock very well because of their quality and their reputation, and it's really just never done me wrong in 20 plus years. Gibraltar, this is a good compromise. It didn't bust the bank. This was under $100 when I bought it. I think it's probably going to be like $125 now. Again, I'll do a little bit of research, and that's right here what that current list price is. As a matter of fact, let's just review what the current list price is for each of these, okay? Here's the Percussion Plus throne. Remember, you get what you pay for here. Here's the Gibraltar throne. And here's what a Rock and Sock Lunar throne with a backrest would put you back. Now, maybe you have a huge gear trailer and an army of roadies, and you're okay with touring or gigging with a Rock and Sock Lunar with a backrest. More power to you. I just know for me, I like having it in place, not moving, and this is the one that I gig with. And then I have that Percussion Plus way over there, in case something goes wrong, or to maybe set a laptop on. Should be sturdy enough for that. Anyway, what's your go-to throne? Is it good for gigging? Is it good for staying at home? Have you thought about upgrading? Let's hear about it in the comments below. Remember, a good throne not only helps you play better, but it helps you stay healthier over the long run. It gives you fewer problems. So choose your throne wisely. Don't be afraid to spend a little bit of extra money for comfort and security and stability. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This has been Al's Drum Hang. I'll see you next time.